This was the break of
Okay.
structure. Yeah. This
Yeah.
here is the last move. This is where the wick stopped. So this is the last move, right?
Okay.
This pullback pushed this thing above here now and still continue pushing markets up. Market actually broke past this last move. It's more than 50%. Pay attention to what I diagram. Said either 50% or equal to 50% or above 50% or more than 100%. It just has to push market close to that zone. This was break of structure. This was the break of structure. This was the last move. Our market to
Yeah.
LA last move. Yeah, this candle that came here pushed after pushing markets up now. It even pushed it past the last move to here. More than 100% of it. So it's valid. What I mean by it not being valid is if this was the last move and this was the week and they do something like this and just continues going down from here, that is when it's not valid. But this pushed market way above this thing, this particular level, before eventually coming down to now trigger the point of interest. So it's valid.
Okay. 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 Makes more sense now.
Pause iPhone.
All right. Thank you.
Pause iPhone. What's your question? Unmute yourself.
All right. My question here is that if you have a setup, let me say market created a setup below and yet to be triggered, and then it push up, create another setup. Will you ignore the setup it created up and focus on the one below?
I don't understand what you just said. What do you say?
What I say is that if price created a setup, let me say like now, this setup that this example is showed, it created this setup, and yet for it to be triggered, it went up and created same setup up. Like, would you like ignore the setup it created up
You wait for your
and
setup
wait
to
for
trigger.
the one?
You wait for your setup to trigger. You don't trade everything. If you want to take the other one above your other setup when you eventually see command, there are multiple setups and multiple time frames. You don't there are people you can take your buy from here, and another person can take their buy from here. Another person can also take their buy from here. Another person can take their buy from here. Thing is, the one that is valid is the one you take. The one that you are able to catch is the one you take. Can't analyze the trade here, and this has not triggered. And I'm looking to take another trade from this place. That is indiscipline. So if you're able to catch this market early here, it does not trigger. You wait for it. Ignore whatever noise is here and pay attention to the one that you've analyzed. Wait for it to trigger, then you can take it. It's the one that you're able to catch that you take, not trying to catch every move in the market. If this is what you're waiting for, you wait for it to trigger.
Okay, thank you.
Panko. Panko, mute yourself.
All right. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
So there was a guy you explained to the previous diagram, not this one, the other one. I'm just about to ask where do we place our stop loss on that trade, but on that particular trade, but
So there,
yeah, no, not this one, not this one. The sell diagram, the sell one, the sell.
I said your stop loss should be above those candles that you picked your entry from. Now, for me, I picked
Exactly, this one, yeah.
I picked my stop loss was just here now, above this candle, just slightly above it. That's it. Most people will keep their if you want to be safe, you want to keep your stop loss, say keep your stop. But I know that when a trade is an order block, market picks entry from the demarcation right here. Better for worse, you may pull in maybe 50% into the other block.
Okay.
But the same time, it does not come to this week and start reacting from it. So I'll just put my stop loss just slightly above that candle that I picked my entry from.
Okay, because I either do the 100% of the other block or the 50%, but
Yeah,
I
but I
normally
don't
do the 100.
I just keep it above that this candle demarcation. That's just it. I'm taking a sell. keep it above the candle that engulfs. Taking a buy, I'll keep it below the candle that engulfs. So this particular candle in this scenario, keeping it here, just slightly above it.
All right, God blessings. Thank you. God bless.
I'll answer 2 more questions and then I'll send the recordings. Any more questions I have, you just have to come to my DM because I can't answer everybody's question. The other person. Collabo. Maybe collabo. It's collabo. Unmute yourself, collabo. Unmute yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, what's up?
Good evening, bro.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, the last chat you showed the other guy, not this one. I want to say something about that chat. I'm looking at something and
Chat.
it's about this. Yes, can you zoom it, please? You told the other guy that this is the first pullback, the one you mark out, the inducement. You understand?
Yeah.
But what I was looking at this last week here, the last one.
So,
Yes, that one. Yes, I was looking at that one as my first pullback. Am I right or?
yeah, all right. It's not the first pullback. This is the first pullback. Technically, to be correct, that's not the first pullback. This is the first pullback. When you realize that you're wrong, is when markets actually cause a mitigation. When you come to break up blocks and other blocks, and then, for example, now this pullback we're talking about, mitigated the breaker, and then you're thinking it's not the first pullback, and you're not picking your entry from the breaker, you hit stop loss because this is actually a first pullback. I've used this
Okay.
pullback, this candle, this is my pullback, and I've gotten my entry multiple times. Let me see if I can get it. I have on my chart on it here. I have a chart on it, so you can know that it's actually so. I see this trade now. It's just like this. This candle is just a one single candle, but it's actually a pullback. That was why this actually entry, and this was a trade hit TP. I think I have another one again with the same kind of candle as my inducement. This is this is it. This is a candle wick as my inducement, and then the trade still hit. This is this particular trade. So it's actually your inducement. You have to pay attention. I told you it can be one single candle that pulls back, but it's still the first pullback, and it's very valid to be inducement.
Okay.
So I'll take one more question.
All right. Thank you.
Samsung.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, my question is somehow actually. And my question is, and I'm very sure a lot of people here they have the same problem. Number one question is that you did the same thing when you wrote the first class. When you were mapping the lower low, lower higher high, higher low, higher higher. You don't consider how many candles that will, how many candles to make a lower low or a higher high, like the way we were taught. And let me say me personally, at least three candles will make a swing. If you understand what I'm trying to say, nothing less than three candles will make a swing, which be the maybe higher high or higher low or lower low or lower high. Do you understand? But you, I can see you just map out like you don't care if it's one candle to the down to the opposite side rather. If the trend is is uptrend, you
Who
don't care if
taught
it's
you that
one
rubbish?
candle to the opposite side.
Who taught you that nonsense? Have you read Candlestick Bible?
That is what
Who taught you that rubbish?
I learned from ICT.
There's no from ICT. That's fucking shit. There's no number of candles that can make a higher high and a higher low. You get your higher